The self-pay to get out wasn't working, so you had to go around to the kiosk or whatever, and then there was like 2 lanes with like a car that had their flashers on, and then the other lane had like 1 car, but I already saw like a car go away from them, so I was like, something's wrong with them too, like I don't know what's happening. And then everyone had to like back up to let the flasher car get out, and then we could go. I was like, what is happening?
I hate that airport.
I usually like O'Hare.
I hate it so much. I've never had a good experience.
I just like that they have options for food.
Yeah.
It's fun to people watch too. I don't know, the tram, if you can park there. Yeah, and then I saw my car said like serve 4-wheel drive.
Oh. Like
on the dash. And I like looked it up, like what the fuck does this mean? And it said it meant like it wasn't working.
Oh.
So I was like, I don't have 4-wheel drive. So I pulled over before I got on the highway and like turned off my car and turned it back on, and then it worked. But I need to get that checked out because I was like, I am not driving all the way home with no 4-wheel drive. Because mine like turns off and on. So I don't know what was up with that, but
yeah, that's not good.
No. Yeah, I think I have warranty till either March or May.
So you better get in there.
Like, I know. Yeah, I think I will. Maybe next weekend. But, okay. We are back with the last episode on the Monster with 21 Faces. So this will be part of the suspects. So we'll get into the prime suspect first, the fox-eyed man. Seen twice by police. He seems kind of like a ringleader. So he also he looks exactly like Manabu Miyazaki, who the police think is the fox-eyed man, and that's who wrote the book that I read.
I'm looking up a picture right now.
Yeah, I was trying to find a picture of him when he was younger, and I really couldn't find him because now he's older. I mean, even in the book, we'll get into it, but like he says he agrees he looks exactly like the sketch.
Oh.
Well, let's get into why he is the prime suspect for this guy, for the fox-eyed man. So he was born October 25th, 1945, so right after the war.
Oh.
He's also a Scorpio.
Yeah. This is all Scorpio. No, this is literally such a Scorpio crime.
Aren't like most, well, no one died, but like most serial killers are Scorpio, right?
Or Virgo. I think there's a lot of Virgo.
Virgo.
We're a podcast of Virgo hate.
I think we said that last time. Well, just expect it, okay? If someone says Virgo, I mean,
I'm drowning. Ugh.
Yeah. I have personal reasons to hate a Virgo.
I just don't like them.
I didn't like them to begin with before that, but now I'm definitely never going to talk to another Virgo again.
Yeah.
Or like at least not be friends with them. Anyway, but he did die in March of last year. So if it was him, I mean, in his book, he maintained his innocence. So if he was involved, then we'll never know that.
Do you know if there's like a statute of limitations? Like, if he admitted now, would he be charged?
There is a statute of limitations. It's already gone.
Okay.
So he could have admitted it. Like anyone could have admitted it. I think it was 10 years.
Imagine if you admitted it in the book. Like, everyone would buy your book. Like, right. That's what you cared about?
But, like, in the book, again, like, I started reading it because I thought I'd have more to this case, but, like, it's literally one chapter out of, like, I don't know, it's a 600-page book. It's, like, 20 pages. So,
and anyone who bought it was simply looking for information about the case.
And he wrote it a lot later. I think it was published after the statute of limitations was over.
Okay.
Yeah, 2005.
Did he, like, talk about what he was doing in his life when they approached him?
Yes.
Okay.
So we can get to that.
Okay.
But first a little bit, because it was mostly an autobiography, it had about him growing up, so I'm going to talk a little bit about him growing up. So he grew up in a Yakuza family.
Oh, okay.
First off. Yeah. He was part of the Teramura Gumi, from his autobiography, it talks about how it was like growing up and being surrounded by like henchmen all the time too, because he, like, his dad is the boss, so he is the boss's son.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he... Okay. I feel like he has an ego. I don't know anything about him, but you cannot...
I feel like he does.
He wrote a book about himself.
It's also Scorpio. I feel like he's super... I mean, not as much as Leo, but...
Yeah.
We will get to it. He does seem like... The things he said, some of it in the book, some of it was boring, but he does say some weird stuff. So, he says he grew up being constantly surrounded by violence and drugs. And also, like, both his parents grew up in a Yakuza family, too.
Okay.
So, like, they grew up with it. He's grown up with it. His older brother, who's, like, 10 years older than him, goes on to, like, make his own Yakuza organization, too, where he's the boss. So, like, it's in the family.
Wow.
He does not end up going to be a Yakuza, though. The Miyazaki.
Oh.
So he kind of breaks off from that. So that's, like, maybe a point for him.
Right. He was a legacy and he did.
So he's still not good. He still does not do good things, so. But yeah, like, his mom, who grew up in a Yakuza family, like, she regretted, she didn't even finish primary school because she had to start helping the family by working. So, like, while he was growing up, she stressed the importance of education, and she wanted all of her children to, like, have the opportunity to finish schooling, which they all do. Well, he doesn't. Well, they finish high school.
Oh.
So, yeah. Also, like, this is, like, when he's born is right after the war. Like, demolition companies during this time are making bank, and his dad is part of that business, too. So, like, they have a lot of money, and they become, like, kind of part of the, like, new rich.
Oh.
So I feel like he does grow up, like, he's growing up with money. I mean, his dad is still Yakuza, so he does, like, gamble a lot of it. So they still don't have a lot of money.
That's very sad.
But, like, he's better off
Than most.
Yeah. So I feel like maybe there's a little bit there that he feels, like, entitled to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how he grew up. And also, I mean, he does see a lot of, like, poverty and people starving, and, like, the Yakuza is just wasting their money away even though everyone's, like, starving. So I feel like maybe he could start feeling for, like, the people around him.
Right.
Also, this is kind of crazy. When he is 10, his dad, like, finds a new mistress and builds a house just for him and her and moves away. Like, it's still in town, but, like, his house used to have, like, all the henchmen there all the time, and then they moved to the new location, so it's now just him and his two older sisters and his mom in this house. And his mom, like, he said this was normal for his dad to, like, go away for a year and, like, come back as if nothing happened. So his mom was, like, really used to that, but, like, she also, like, when he was 10, had health issues, so she ended up telling him later, but she, like, took them on a vacation, and she was gonna commit murder-suicide to put the kids, like, out of their misery. And, like, she tells this to him 2 years later, so he's 12 when he hears this. So what could that do to a kid, like, you know?
Yeah, that's traumatizing.
Yeah.
First of all, the fact that his whole family is like, yeah, he just does that.
Yeah. He's the boss of the Yakuza.
Yeah. It's like, I watched, like, 3 seasons of The Sopranos, and I don't know why, but... Oh, that's what it's reminding me of.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it is like, I mean, it is a part of the mob, kind of, like, mafia-esque.
Right.
I mean, it's the Japanese mafia, so similar behaviors. But yeah. So I just wanted a couple little tidbits from the book to set the mood of what type of person he was as a teen going into college. But first, he gives an impression that he doesn't like when there is bullying of, like, the weak or extortion of the weak, but like he's totally fine with extorting the strong or like a company that is doing wrong.
Okay. Well, that fits.
Right. Yeah. And also as a teen, he was talking to his dad about like these communist groups that were also around during this time that he started hearing like their ideology about. And his dad says about those people, they don't hesitate to risk their lives for things that don't bring in any money. So it's like this group didn't get any money really.
Right.
Maybe that we know of. So it's like maybe they were part of, because he also gets into this group.
Oh.
In college, like this kind of like student communist group that they call like the JCP. So
okay,
maybe it could be someone from there or him,
or like an offshoot of that, like people who felt like not enough was being done, like an extremist group. I feel like that happens a lot.
Yeah, could easily be like that.
And if they know that like everyone else is driven by money,
yeah,
that it does kind of create like a decoy type thing. You know what I mean? Like, first of all, they can hurt them with their money, but they also like don't actually care about the money, but they make it seem like they care about the money.
Right, to get their actual, whatever their actual like end goal was. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, as a teen, he loves this group, like the JCP, which I think Japanese Communist Party, which was a political like movement group. And he specifically says he was attracted to the awesome resolve of an organization prepared to use illegal means to accomplish its goal of overturning society.
Vigilantes.
Yeah. And he also says, perhaps it was my youthful enthusiasm, because he is a teen when he starts hearing about this group, but he said it was the illegal activity that particularly attracted me to the group.
I mean, yeah, but given his background, what do you expect, right?
Yeah. So it could definitely be part of this group. He could also be involved, though, even though he maintains his innocence.
He's like, I want to be a badass, but I guess I want to do cool. I want to do for the good, not bad.
Yeah, it could be like that. Because, like, I feel like growing up as a Yakuza's boss, like, kid, you're like, just do whatever you want for your own group. But
right.
Then maybe he starts seeing, like, the poverty around him and it's like, this needs to get fixed or something.
Right.
But yeah, so in 65, he goes to college at Waseda in Tokyo, which is university. He attends law school. And I just thought it was funny. Maybe this doesn't really matter, but he like told his parents only a few days before he was leaving.
Oh.
And he never really went home again.
Okay.
Like while he's in school, but he asks his dad for textbook money, and his dad gives him 500,000 yen, which is $5,000 ish. But like in today's money, it'd be over 5 million yen. But then like a year and a half later, his father dies of liver cancer. So I feel like maybe his dad knew he was dying and probably wasn't going to see him again. Because like he's in Kyoto, he goes to Tokyo. It's like, it's not that far, but in the mind of a Japanese, it's really far.
And they also, like, he didn't talk to, like, that was really one of the few times he did talk to them.
Yeah, he didn't really talk to his dad a lot at all.
Right. His dad who abandoned.
He said he almost didn't even ask for textbook money.
Good thing he did.
But he ended up asking, so yeah. Yeah, but yeah, he's like goes to school, he joins these student political movements. He doesn't take a single class, like he doesn't ever pass anything because he's so involved in these political movements. And he also like almost never goes back home because he doesn't have time. But like after he is done with college, or well, he didn't finish, but like once he goes into the workforce, he does end up having to go back to Kyoto for a bit to help his family like dig out of a bankruptcy with like the family business. And he ultimately fails to accomplish that. So the bank or the business does go bankrupt, and they have a lot of debt at the time during this case.
Okay. I have a thought, and I don't know if this... You said they were doing, like, demolition work?
Yeah, when he was growing up.
What if Glico had, like, a contract to do something and